let's say, they have a few common ones. They have pay off credit card debt, pay off loans, and you can actually sync accounts to the goals so that it tells you how much you need to put towards it every month in order to achieve that goal. So let's do an example together so that you can see how that works. I like to travel, so I'm going to do take a trip because that's a kind of fun goal to plan for. So you click take a trip, and then it kind of helps you come up with your plan. Where do you want to go? I want to go to Brazil. Type of travel, adventure, sure. 14 days, just me, one traveler. So then it kind of has some default numbers for flights and hotels. You could leave there if you know, if you've done some research and know, like, no, I'm not going to spend $100. It's only $50 a night on hotels for me. Then you can change those amounts. And then you can click next once you have that figured out. But it's nice because it even helps you figure out how much you'll need. A lot of times we may just think about the plane ticket and not all the other stuff once we get there. So you can hit next, and then you can link an account to that goal. So let's say I call this my Freedom Fund. That's what I use to do all the fun stuff I want to do. So I'm going to link that account to my goal, and it'll track my progress according to that balance. You can also choose to open an account later. If you say I need to open a new account, bam, they're going to advertise to you. So I'm going to use my Freedom Fund. I click next. And then you can give it a fun title. We have my goal amount. I can change the picture. That's kind of cool. I have my own picture from Brazil that I want to use. So you just go to your desktop, you can browse and add your own picture. And then it tells me that if I'm planning to go in a year, I have to save $468 a month. So I actually want to go before a year. I want to go for the World Cup. When is that? Like February? I don't know. So it tells me, okay, you're going to have to do 624 if you want to do it in February. If I'm like, oh, I can't do that actually. Okay, forget it. I'll do April and then 500. That's more manageable. So it tells you right away how much you have to do in a month, which is something that I think people have a hard time figuring out, how much things are going to actually cost on a monthly basis to save up for. So this makes it really easy. And then you can play with the date, you can push it back if the amount is too high for you in a month. So then I hit save goal, close. Now I have this goal set up, and it's telling me I'm ahead because I already had a balance in that account, so I already have 3 months worth saved up, and I'm in the green, and it shows me, how much progress I've made, and it'll show you if you're in the red, if you're behind where you're supposed to be, or if you're on track. So this is a really nice visual. For me, it's helpful, and it tells me when my goal is projected to be completed. And if I make it, if I save more, then this date changes, and it tells me that I can achieve my goal sooner. So I really love that feature. And then if I go to the budgets now, I'm going to have to fix this to be accurate here. Oh, you know what it is? I think this is what it is. Yeah, I do. I actually don't have a budget for everything else, and it automatically tells you everything else. That's what I do. So I just deleted the everything else budget because I actually don't want to have a set amount, and then it'll just tell me how much I'm spending on everything else. So now I'm not spending more than I have earned by changing that budget. It also tells me right at the top here, let me show you. Oh, okay. Spending 2169. What is going on here? Let me just change this real quick to make it work. Okay, so now I have my income is set at this amount. The amount I've budgeted to spend is this amount. My goals that I've set are this amount, and they're saying I have $539 left over in my budget still. So I still have that amount I'm able to spend. So it syncs the goals as part of your budget, which I think is really cool, so that you can see how you're doing, how much you have coming in, how much you've set to budget, and how much you've set up in your goals that you need to save monthly or pay down debt monthly. And then in this case, I have $539 left over. Well, that's good because I want to have some wiggle room in my budget. I just want to show you another feature in goals. You can choose pay off credit card debt and save for retirement if you want to get depressed. But it's cool. It has, it works you through some of, a lot of people ask how much they should save for retirement. I generally tell people that it's probably, the amount you should save is probably more than you can do for most people. But if you want to get an estimate that freaks you out, you can plug in your information and see how much you really should be saving every month. Don't worry about it if you're not there yet. It's pretty aggressive what we're all supposed to be doing for retirement, and I think it's kind of hard to achieve. We just do the best we can as far as savings goals go. So now that we've set up a goal, you're also going to see it when you log in here. You'll see your my picture that I selected, and the name that I gave it. So now that's on my dashboard. That wasn't there before. All right, that's goals. Let's go ahead and move on to